Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually under the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another introduction slash review for you, and this is the House of Lush. House of Lush is a some people consider them designer brand from United Kingdom. I consider them to be niche brand because they make perfumes and perfume related products, nothing else. So to me they are niche, especially because of their quality. Their quality is a niche brand. So they've been around for more than 30 years. And they started in their main business was soap and some related like cream and lotions and things like that. So health, shall we say health products, healthy products. And then they ventured to perfume few years later, and the rest is history. Me and my wife, between us, we have all their releases apart from a handful of them because they were either maybe repeat or similar to others, so we didn't get those, but we have almost all of their releases. This one in particular is from their library collection. It came out in 2019 and it's called Turmeric Latte. Turmeric Latte. As always with House of Lush, they don't tell you the concentration of their perfumes. They just say perfume. To my nose, my experience, I think they put more than at least between 20 to 30% perfume oils in their perfumes. And that's because they are very thick and dense and long lasting. And they put a sheen on your, big sheen on your skin. So this one is a perfume 100 ml. This one, if you go right now to their website, they still have it. It came out 2019, but then it went to the Perfume Library, which is this black label, and at the moment it says on limited edition. So I don't know how long they're going to have it for. So that's £70. That's the cheapest library collection you can buy. So this black label, it's called library. Yeah, it's called the Perfume Library. So the Perfume Library, this one is the cheapest you can buy, £70. But for that price, mamma mia, this is an absolute gorgeous fragrance. So as the name suggests, Turmeric Latte, first thing first, let's go to presentation. All their bottles are the same shape and same box. Everything is the same cap. Very minimalistic, very simplistic, nothing to brag about. Very rectangular, simple packaging, rectangular bottle. But I like it because first thing first is minimalistic, and it's good for the environment, and also it doesn't hit our pocket. So for that I adore them. And again, the main thing for us in the fragrance community is the juice inside, and they put out beautiful juices. So presentation, yes, simple, but it's good. In terms of longevity, this one is very long lasting. On my skin goes easily over 10 hours. On t-shirt and materials goes easily to over 12 hours. If you put it on materials like t-shirt, dresses, maybe scarf, I put it on my scarf, I put like a few sprays of it, and I could smell it for days on end, maybe even weeks. So it's very dense and thick. I think they put something like 30% pure perfume oils in here. It's very dense and long lasting and very strong. In terms of projection, an arm length of projection for around 3 to 4 hours, and after that slowly will subside, but you always have a big bubble, big cloud, and a big trail. Don't forget the sprayers on their fragrances and their perfume. They are, look at this, they're a little bit on the pathetic side, but so each spray of this, as you saw, is like a half a spray of normal spray. So let's say if you put 10 sprays of this, it's like a 5 normal spray. So I usually go around 10 to 12 sprays of this, which is like 5 to 6 sprays of normal spray, and that is ample enough for me to smell it all day. Okay, so but if you are going to get it and you want to experiment first, put 3 or 4 sprays and start from there. If it's not ample enough, then go higher from there. So very long lasting, very strong performance, excellent. In terms of age, I would say this is 25 years and older, to in the safe side. The reason is because it's quite complex. Although the name suggests it's a simple fragrance, it to some extent it is, but in some other when I tell you the story, you'll notice there are many facets to this fragrance. So it is quite complex, it's quite dark, it's quite resinous, it's spicy, and those things making it on the mature side. I think a mature person will appreciate this better than a youngster. In terms of season, this is better suited for cooler weather. I think winter, autumn and spring are the best application for this one. And in terms of occasion, this is very opulent. It's very good for going out, special occasion, special occasion, close encounter, dating, special ceremonies like wedding, birthday, formal occasion, evening. Very, very opulent and very beautiful. And in terms of gender, this is bang in the middle, unisex. All their fragrances, all their perfumes are genderless and unisex, and this one is in that line as well. So let's get to the perfume itself. The perfume itself, as is the name suggests, turmeric latte, this is coffee based fragrance, but with a big but. When it opens up, for the first say couple of hours, yes, that coffee, especially that lactonic coffee, is like a milky coffee with lots of cardamom in it. So I'm smelling cardamom. Although it says turmeric, I'm smelling cardamom, I'm smelling cumin in here, I'm smelling a little bit of cinnamon. So it is very spiced. It's like a very spiced coffee, okay, or spiced tea. Sometimes it gives me spiced tea, like that Indian spiced tea is called masala tea, yeah. So to some extent it reminds me of masala tea from time to time. So you can tell where it's going. It's very dense and thick in the same time, and it's very, very sweet. The sweetness is coming from the tonka bean and the vanilla in here. So tonka bean and vanilla here giving it a big sweetness. The sweetness when it opens up is about 7 to 8. So if 10 being the sweetest, this is about 7 to 8, so it's quite sweet. But later on it subsides a little bit, maybe a point or two, but it never goes away completely. So that sweetness plus the latte, coffee, tea, and also the spices in here, creating a very delicious, to some extent, gourmand. This is not a full gourmand. To some extent it is gourmand, but it's not a full gourmand. The reason is because in the dry down, at least for my skin or for my nose, it gets woodier. So it gets woodier to some extent that it gets like a wood chip, wood shave, wood cut. So it becomes very, very woody on my skin at least. So that's why in the first half life of this fragrance, it is gourmand, but later on it becomes very woody. So it opens up with that big sweetness, as I said, and also the spicy tea or spicy coffee in here. Latte is quite lactonic, it's quite milky, it's quite creamy, and it's got a big that spicy tinge to it, which is the combination of turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, and to my nose to some extent cardamom. So these things are giving it a big spicy body. So it's very deep and dense and thick because of those spiciness. There is a benzoin aspect to this fragrance, which is giving it a hint of incense in here. Not too much, but it always underlines incensiness to it. And as I said, in the dry down, it becomes very woody. So to my nose, at least there is a cedar sandalwood combination in here, which they're not mentioning. But the creamy vanilla and a creamy tonka bean in here, giving it a very smooth ride. Overall, this one is quite smooth and creamy. Especially the dry down, it becomes woodier and creamier, and also it's quite nutty. definitely some nuttiness to it. So I'm smelling something like hazelnut, maybe even walnut, maybe a little bit of almond in here. So it is quite nutty and also nutmeggy to my nose. So it is quite nutty in the same time. It is quite earthy. So from time to time it gives me a balsamic feel to some extent, not too much, just a hint of it. And also from time to time I get a hint of camphorous green aspect, leafy aspect, some grassy aspect, but quite dark green leafy aspect. So from time to time also I get something like a composty, muddy, pavementy feel to it as well, which is quite nice. And it just from time to time it shows that facet to me, at least on my skin. So on my skin it develops quite a few times. Overall, this fragrance is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend it for people who like this kind of fragrances. But you need to like the description I gave you, and you need to like the complexity of those spices, and also big tonka bean of vanilla and woodiness in the base, big coffee, syrupy tea, quite a dark tea in here, maybe a black tea, sweet black tea, like a sugary sweet black tea in here as well, and also lactonic coffee, milky coffee, and also from time to time give me a hint of tobacco for some reason. Yeah, hint of tobacco leaf I get in here. Some people mention that this one reminds them of what was his name, Tom Ford, vanilla, Tom Ford, what vanille, something vanille. Anyway, look at this, mind is going. Yeah, yeah, to some extent I get that because of the huge spiciness in here, tobacco vanille, but it's not. I would say maybe around 30%, 40% similarity to that one. So it's not a copy or inspired or anything like that to Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. So yes, there is a darkness, resin, spicy, dark, what do you call it, that incensey feel to it, yes. But it's when you put them side by side, they are not similar most of the time, okay? As I said, about maybe 30-40% similarity between this and Tobacco Vanille, okay? And especially the spices. But for some reason, from time to time, it gives me leafy tobacco feel as well. So you can tell it's quite complex. In the same time, turmeric latte should be, when the name suggests, should be quite simple. Majority of people will get that turmeric latte feel to it. But if your nose can pick up other things, you'll pick up the things I mentioned. At least on my skin, on my nose, these things I get from time to time. Okay, so the notes breakdown according to Fragrantica is very simple. It says tonka bean, vanilla, turmeric, and benzoin, and that's it. As I said, this is a very simplistic way to put it, but yes, I get these things very realistically, but I get more stuff in here which they're not mentioning, which I mentioned earlier. So vanilla is big, yes. It's warm spiciness, yes. Spices are definitely some turmeric, definitely cumin, definitely cinnamon, and also to some extent cardamom. Amber, the amberiness of this fragrance is very deep and dense and thick amber in here. So it is a resinous, thick, dense amber, and also sweet, spicy amber in here. The sweetness is quite big in the beginning. As I said, from 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest is about 7 to 8, but later on it subsides about a 0.02, so it becomes moderate in the dry down, and hint of balsamicness in here overall to it, hint of that camphorousness, as I said, hint of greenness, hint of leafiness, hint of tobacco, hint of tea, and also resinous, hint of that darkness, incensey feel to it as well over the top of this. The tonka bean in here giving it that beautiful creamy nutty feel. To my nose there are a few nuts in here like hazelnut, like walnut, maybe even chestnut from time to time. So you can tell where it's going. Very complex. Different noses will pick up different things. Different skin will probably with your skin chemistry will give you different things. But overall, highly recommend it for people who like this kind of perfumes. I absolutely enjoyed it for the last 2 days. My wife loves it. My daughter, who is 18, loves it. She took this from me, and at the moment I took it back because I want to review it, and after this review she will take it back. So you can tell it's almost universally liked, but to me this is quite on the mature side, because my daughter's got a mature soul to her overall. She doesn't have a typical teenage taste. She likes the things that even her mother sometimes can't stand. Anyway, so the moral story is, this is an absolute gorgeous fragrance. On their website it says limited edition, so I don't know how limited it is. If you are interested, I suggest go and get it if you like this kind of fragrances. I never recommend blind buy, by the way, because of different reasons. We all have different taste, different lifestyle, different upbringing, different cultural background, different environment, different climate, different skin, different nose, different taste. All these things will have an effect on you as a person, what you like and dislike. So when I love something, I can't recommend blind buy, because you might go and get it and it's not your taste at all. So that's why I say, if you can try it, of course do it. If you can get a decant, if you can get a sample, of course do it first. But if you can't and you are going to blind buy it, that's your decision. And we are adults, hopefully. No children is watching this. So as always, highly recommend this beautiful perfume. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I'll give it 10 out of 10 from beginning to end. This is a gorgeous fragrance, very well done, very well put together, very good perfumery, very good ingredients. And when you smell it, you smell quality, and you smell craftsmanship in this beautiful perfume. Okay guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you perfumes like this in future that nobody else on earth is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems, and this beauty is definitely a hidden gem. If you are interested in purchasing one of my own perfumes and support me that way and get something very beautiful in return, you could do that. I'll leave them in the link. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker. So they are true handmade perfumes just for the lucky people in the United Kingdom. I put more than 60% pure perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of, and that gives them the big character, big personality, huge performance. Very unique, very artistic. They're like time capsule. They take you different places, different time, and they are super beautiful, if I say myself. Thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you very much for your love and support, and I see you later. Bye.